The peninsular plateau. Indian plateau is also called as peninsular plateau. Indian plateau is also called as peninsular plateau. Indian plate, Indian plateau is also called as the peninsular plateau. What is meant by peninsula? Peninsula means Peninsula means a land area which is covered water bodies on its three directions. A land area which is covered water body on its three directions, and remaining side is the landmass. Such kind of landmass is called peninsula. The Indian plateau is a good example for peninsular plateau. It is composed of old crystalline. This is composed of the peninsular plateau composed of old crystalline old crystalline hard igneous hard igneous hard igneous metamorphic rocks, old crystalline, hard igneous and metamorphic rocks. It is very clear. Indian plateau is also called as the peninsular plateau. The peninsular plateau composed of old crystalline, hard igneous and metamorphic rocks. Large amount of metallic and non-metallic resources. Large amount of metallic and non-metallic sources are found in Indian plateau. Large amount of metallic and non-metallic resources. Non-metallic resources are found. This is also the Indian plateau is also called as peninsular plateau, and it's composed of old crystalline, hard igneous and metamorphic rocks. Large amount of metallic and non-metallic sources are found in Indian plateau. It has broad and shallow hill valleys. It has broad and shallow hills, valleys with rounded hills. It has broad and shallow hills, valleys with rounded hills. Topography of the plateau is slightly tilted towards the east. Slightly tilted towards the east. Topography of this plateau, peninsular plateau, is slightly tilted to the east direction. Southernmost tip of this plateau is called Kanyakumari. This is the Indian plateau. The southernmost tip of this plateau is called Kanyakumari. Kanyakumari is the southernmost tip of peninsular plateau. Peninsular plateau is broadly consists two broad divisions. Peninsular plateau broadly consists two broad divisions. So they are, the first one is the Central Highlands, the second one is Deccan Plateau. The Central Highlands, the Deccan Plateau. Central Highlands and Deccan Plateau. These are the broadly two divisions, Central Highlands and Deccan Plateau. On the physical map of India, south of Gangetic Plains, I repeat again, on the physical map of India, the south of the Gangetic Plain, the south of the Gangetic Plains and north of the river Narmada. North of the river Narmada. Narmada river, which is flowing the westwards direction and draining thence in the Arabian Sea. And that is flowing through the two mountain ranges, that is Vindhyas and Satpuras. This is the Narmada river. South of the Indo-Gangetic Plains and north of the Narmada river. South of the Gangetic Plains and north of the Narmada river, we can identify Central Highlands. We can identify Central Highlands. In this region, we can identify Central Highlands. Central Highlands. In this region, Malwa Plateau is in the west side, westwards, and Chota Nagpur Plateau in the east side. Malwa Plateau in the west side and Chota Nagpur Plateau in east side. These are the prominent plateaus. And Chota Nagpur Plateau is rich in minerals. Chota Nagpur Plateau is rich in minerals. Rich in minerals. This is Malwa Plateau, and this one is Chota Nagpur Plateau. Chota Nagpur Plateau. Malwa Plateau and Chota Nagpur Plateau. So when comparing plains and plateaus, when comparing plains and plateaus, you know about the plains. Plain is broad, almost level stretch of land and that has no great changes in the height. In plateaus are raised stretch of land but whose top is flat. When comparing the plains and plateaus, the plateaus are drier. The plateaus are dry, so whereas the plains are wet because of the influence, because of the flowing of the rivers through the plains. Rivers are not perennial in peninsular region, in peninsular plateau. The rivers are not perennial, which means they would not flow throughout the year. Irrigation of second crop depends on tube wells and dug wells. Tube wells and tanks for the second crop. For the second crop depends on tube wells and tanks. Tube wells and tanks, because of there is no flow of the perennial rivers, only the seasonal rivers can be seen in this region. The portion of peninsular plateau, the portion of peninsular plateau's south direction, in the south side of the Central Highlands, to the south side of the Central Highlands, so there is a plateau in triangular shape. The triangular shaped landmass is called Deccan Plateau. The triangular shaped landmass is called Deccan Plateau. This is the Deccan Plateau. The triangle shaped landmass is called Deccan Plateau. The northern edges of the Deccan Plateau are, what are the northern edges of the Deccan Plateau? Satpura range. Satpura range is the northern edge. As I already told you that Narmada river is flowing in between the Vindhyas and Satpura's mountain ranges. Here Satpura range is acting as the northern edge of this triangular shaped landmass Deccan Plateau. What are the eastern edges? And the eastern edges are Mahadev. Eastern edges are Mahadev Hills, the Kaimur Range, and Michael Range. Mahadev Hills, Kaimur Range, and third one is Michael Range. These are acting as the eastern edges of the peninsular plateau. And when coming to the Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats, and southern boundaries. Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats are acting as the southern boundaries respectively for this triangular shaped landmass, the Deccan Plateau. Now we'll explore about the Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. Western Ghats are located parallel to the western coastal plains. Western Ghats located parallel to the western coastal plains. Parallel to the western coastal plains. Lie parallel to the west coast. Structure is continuous and few processes are there as they gateway to the coast plains. Parallel to the Western Ghats. Western Ghats are parallel to the western coastal plains. Western coastal plains. Western Ghats structure is continuous. The structure is continuous and few processes were left there because these are the gateway to the Western Ghats. Gateway to the western coastal plains. Gateway to the western coastal plains. These are the western Ghats are higher than the Eastern Ghats. In comparing with the Eastern Ghats, the Western Ghats are higher. Western Ghats are higher than Eastern Ghats. Higher than Eastern Ghats. Extended for 1600 kilometers. Extended for 1600 kilometers. 1600 kilometers. Western Ghats extended for 1600 kilometers. These are extended for 1600 kilometers. Near Gudalur, the Nilgiris joins Western Ghats. Nilgiri Hills, the Nilgiris joins Western Ghats near Gudalur. Near Gudalur, Eastern Ghats, near Gudalur, Nilgiris join Western Ghats. Near Gudalur, Nilgiris Nilagiris near Gudalur. Nilagiris joins Western Ghats and raised over height of 2000 meters. And raised over height of 2000 meters. Joins with the Western Ghats and raised over the height 2000 meters. Famous hill station Udagamandalam. Famous hill station Udagamandalam, also popularly known as Ooty, is located in Nilgiris. Famous hill station Udagamandalam. Udagamandalam is popularly known as Ooty. This famous hill station is located in the hills of the Nilagiris, located in the Nilagiri hills. Dodabetti is the highest peak in Nilagiris. What is the highest peak in Nilagiris? The highest peak in Nilagiris is Dodabetta. Dodabetta is the highest peak in the Nilagiris. So, having the height 2637 meters. 2637 meters height. This is the height of the Dodabetta. It's very clear. The highest peak in Nilagiris is called as Dodabetta and having the height 2637. Western Ghats include Palani Hills. Western Ghats including Palani Hills. Palani Hills in Tamil Nadu. Palani Hills. These are in Tamil Nadu. Annamalai and Cardamom Hills in Kerala. Annamalai, Cardamom Hills in hills. These are the Cardamom Hills in Kerala. These are the hills in the part of includes in the Western Ghats. Anaimudi of Annamalai Hills. Anaimudi of Annamalai Hills is the highest mountain peak in South India. What is the highest mountain peak? The highest mountain peak in South India is Anaimudi of Annamalai Hills. The Anaimudi is in the Annamalai Hills. This is the highest peak. Anaimudi is the highest peak. Anaimudi is the highest peak in the South India. The height 2600 and the height is 2695 meters. 2695 years. This is in the part in the Annamalai Hills, that is Anaimudi, so highest mountain peak in the South India. Now, Eastern Ghats. All this is about the Western Ghats, parallel to the Western coastal plains. So, gateways to the Western coastal plains, higher than the Eastern Ghats. Higher than the Eastern Ghats, extended for 1600 kilometers near the Gudalur Nilagiris joins in the Western Ghats. Palani Hills in Tamil Nadu. Annamalai and Cardamom Hills in Kerala. And these are raised about 2000 meters height. So in Nilgiris, Dodabetta, in Nilgiri Hills, Dodabetta is the highest peak, having height 2637 kilometers. But whereas Udagamandalam, popularly known as Ooty, this is located in the Nilgiri Hills. Annamalai Hills. Annaimudi is the highest mountain peak in South India. This is included. This is in the part of the Annamalai Hills in Kerala. So all this is so about Western Ghats. Now, right now, we'll explore about Eastern Ghats. We will discuss about Eastern Ghats. Eastern Ghats. Eastern Ghats extend from Mahanadi in the north, Nilgiris in the south. Extended from Mahanadi, from Odisha. Mahanadi is a very important river in the Odisha state. The Eastern Ghats extended from the Mahanadi in the north. Mahanadi in the north direction, and up to in the south direction up to Nilgiri Hills. Nilgiri Hills. Eastern Ghats extended from the Mahanadi in the north and to the Nilgiris in the south. And these are continuous. These are not continuous. Extended from Mahanadi to extended Mahanadi to Nilgiris. Extended from Mahanadi to Nilgiris. These are not continuous or not continuous. Not continuous. These are not continuous. Rivers originate in Western Ghats like Godavari, Krishna. So Godavari and Krishna rivers originate here in Western Ghats, Godavari and Krishna. So like some rivers, these are cut across the plateau. These are cut across the plateau and join the Bay of Bengal. And cut across the plateaus and join Bay of Bengal. And they are cutting here the eastern coastal plains as they wanted to drain in the Bay of Bengal, and as it is tilted towards the eastern side direction, the Indian plateau is tilted toward the eastward direction. So obviously here the originated all the rivers which are originating here, they are draining into the Bay of Bengal. The average height of Eastern Ghats rarely exceeds 900 meters. Rarely exceeds. The average height rarely exceeds 900 meters. 900 meters, it's very clear. So the Western Ghats are higher than the Eastern Ghats as they are raised around 2000 meters at the Nilgiris, where they are joining with the Western Ghats. And when coming to the Eastern Ghats, just 900 meters height. This is rarely exceeds 900 meters height. Highest peak. The highest peak in Eastern Ghats, Aramakonda found at the Chintapalli in Andhra Pradesh. Aramakonda is the highest peak. Aramakonda is the highest peak found in Andhra Pradesh, near the Chintapalli. Near Chintapalli in Andhra Pradesh. Chintapalli near in Andhra Pradesh. In Andhra Pradesh. I repeat, highest peak Aramakonda found at the Chintapalli in Andhra Pradesh, and having the height of the Aramakonda 1680 meters. 1680 meters. 1600 so 680 meters height. This is the highest peak in the highest peak in the Eastern Ghats. Highest peak in the Eastern Ghats. And Nallamalas, Velikondas, Palakondas. Nallamalas, Velikondas, Palakondas and Sheshachala are some hilly tracts found in the eastern coastal plain. Eastern Ghats. Once again, I read it. Nallamalas. Nallamalas. Next, Velikondas, Palakondas and Sheshachala. So Sheshachal. So these are the some hilly tracts found in the Eastern Ghats. Nallamalas, Velikondas, Palakondas and Sheshachala hills. These are the hilly tracts found in so eastern coastal plains.